Welcome back to Zolak and Bertrand from Radio Row in New Orleans. We go back to the Raising Cane's guest chair. Jay Glazer of Fox Sports is with us. You know this man. He needs no introduction, but we're thrilled to have you here, Jay.
Thank you, brother.
Great to see you.
Always happy to go on with you guys, man.
And
Scott and I go way back, man.
All time.
Everybody
with
goes
some
way
common
back,
friends.
so.
Yeah.
Jay also here to talk about his diagnosis and journey with ADHD,
Which I have.
which is attention deficit hyperactivity
Hell, who doesn't have it
disorder.
these days with what social media does to you, and just our attention span is so low. But look, I started talking about mental health a couple of years ago, with everything, with my depression, anxiety, ADHD, bipolar. But the ADHD, look, I've tried different pharmaceuticals over the years, and really none have worked. But ADHD, I got diagnosed in 1989. Before anybody knew what it was.
Right.
And like I go and I talk to teams a lot about this now. But hey, this is what depression feels like, what anxiety feels like, this is what ADHD feels like. And I tell them about ADHD, it's like, and by the way, like growing up, like I was told I had a learning disability. I don't got a learning disability, I just don't learn the way you teach. I can't sit in a 3-hour lecture, right? But, I tell these coaches now, listen, when you have ADHD, it's like you're drowning. If you're in something you're not interested in, it's like you're drowning. And the only way for you to get a breath of fresh air is to fidget, to disrupt the class, to have an outburst, to walk out the class. I got in trouble every freaking week growing up. You think I wanted to do that? No, but I wasn't capable of it. And I tell these coaches too, your guys, as much as you want to find them or get on them, they are not capable. So I coach mixed martial arts. I can't coach everybody the same, right? You got to make sure that you connect with everybody. But for the first time, I found something in Kelbry that works. That's a non-stimulant. Stimulants, which I started getting put on in 1989 for my ADD. When you have my level of depression, anxiety, and bipolar, was not a good combination. It wasn't safe for me or anybody else around me. And now to have Kelbry, I actually take it at night. And it calms me down.
So it's a non-pharmaceutical?
No, it's a pharmaceutical. It's a non-stimulant.
Okay, it's a non-stimulant.
Non-stimulant. So that's a huge difference.
Big difference.
Huge difference. And
no headache.
The stimulants, you get this spike up.
Yep.
But then, man, the valley down is, for me, really, really dark. And it sucks. And it's a bad existence. And, again, because I started talking about this openly, I talk about it like, no one's questioning my manhood. I cry on the drop of a dime. And being of service to me really helps get the roommates in my head to talk nicely to each other and tell me that I'm not such a piece of garbage all the time.
Yeah.
And, right? But that's it. Like, you have this unworthiness and this lack of feeling love, like you're not worthy of things. And because I've been able to talk about it openly, something like Kelbry was brought to me, and I'm like, oh, my God. And I tried it for
Kelbry.
I tried it for 6 weeks before I ever said, I will scream this from the rafters because I know how much it helps me, and it doesn't have any other side effects that the stimulants had. It's been a game changer for me.
So Kelbry is Qelbree.
Yeah.
Kelbry.
Yes.
What you're talking about.
Okay. Yes. And it's like I said, it's been a game changer. And, being able to talk about these things now, like before I came out public, and I wrote a book about this, Unbreakable, how I turned my depression, anxiety into motivation, and you can too. And now I have a podcast about it where I have like Lane Johnson on with me this week. And Lane, who lived with me for 5 months when I trained him in mixed martial arts, obviously Lane has severe mental health issues also, never said a word to me. Saw me having meltdowns and never said anything until he went off the reservation a couple years ago and just drove past the stadium and drove to Oklahoma. And we've now been able to talk about it like, dude, why did you never say anything? Like, I lived with you, but we didn't have the security to talk about it at that time, right? But now he's talking about it publicly. We're both talking about it. And players are coming up to him on the field like, thank you so much. I got this too. Everywhere I go now, people are like, thank you for giving us the, I don't know if permission's the right word, but the comfort and security that we could talk about it and not be ashamed. And where I try and tell people now also is I figured out where all my issues, where I weaponized them, where they help me. So like ADHD, I can't sit in a lecture for 3 hours, but I could do 6 things at once. I got Fox NFL Sunday, a podcast, right? Yeah, right, exactly, right? I started 3 charities, right? Yeah, but I could do 6 things at once, so it's my superpower. If you think something is your superpower, then you're not ashamed by it.
So let's talk some football.
Let's do it.
Are you excited about this game? There's some
Hell yeah, I'm
fatigue.
excited about
There's
the
some
game.
fatigue
No, there's
across America
not.
for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes,
there is.
No, I think they're like the Cowboys used to be. I'm going to watch them because I hate them, or I'm going to watch them because I love them, and I want to see the three-peat, and I want to see greatness. Either way, you're going to watch it. I mean, their ratings. Yeah. No, I don't know if fatigue's the right word, because I think it's not the fatigue. It's the. Am I deciding I want to root for them, or am I deciding I hate them?
What's like we went through it. New England went through
Absolutely,
this.
yeah.
We went through the same thing. Hated by the country.
Yes, it's
but
not like people didn't
ratings
watch.
are like through the roof.
Exactly.
For the last couple of years, I mean, there's obviously intrigue in New England for the dynasty talk and Brady Mahomes and Belichick, Andy Reid, and all these comparisons. But over the last couple of years, when it comes to the Patriots, how much damage have they done to their brand within the league, with players, with coaches, with potential free agents? When people talk about the Patriots, they certainly don't talk about them the same way they did a few years ago.
Yeah, but I don't think I wouldn't characterize it that they did damage to the brand at all. I still think there's a mystique there. It's the Patriots and what they've done. Look, the Cowboys, they haven't been shining, but it's still the Cowboys, right?
Right.
It's still, I wouldn't say that at this point. You still, man, you have this dynasty. You still have people who are going to go, I want to play for the same team that Tom Brady played for. I want to play for the same team that Bill Belichick coach. I want to play for the same team that Gronk was on. It's like all those great teams. There's still that mystique. I mean, the Steelers still have it, and it's for the Terry Bradshaw days.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. And then Ben took a lot of that too.
The Bears haven't been
People
great
forget
in a long
Terry
time.
1-4.
Right. 1-4. But like the Bears haven't been good for a long time. But it's still like, man, I want to play where the '85 Bears were. Yeah. Like
see the logo.
I want to play where Urlacher played.
Yeah.
It's still there.
What do you dislike the most about the league that has maybe changed over the years?
I'll tell you right.
Rules?
Nope. I'll tell you right out of the gate here. Because again, guys, I started the first mixed martial arts training program for pro athletes in this country. First guy I did was a long snapper from the Chiefs, who was a part-time DN. He came out and fought with us.
Yeah.
And that dude went out and got 15 sacks, and his name was Jared Allen. And then everybody called and said, whatever you did for him, do it for us, right?
Yeah.
And over time, we've trained upwards of, I don't know if I'm going to say 1,000, but hundreds and hundreds of players, team-wise, everything, right?
Yeah.
And the biggest issue I have is we got cats who come down, and it's a problem with fighters too now. Being famous ain't the same as being great. And everyone's famous now, so they don't have the same work ethic that you might have had in the past. The only way you used to get, endorsements in the past is to make a Pro Bowl. You had to be great. And now they're all famous because of social media, and you don't really got to work to be great. And so that's my biggest problem is, like, we have a rule on our fighters too. You cannot tap to a choke. Cannot do it. And it doesn't hurt. You actually have a dream. Actually, every time I've been knocked out or choked out in a fight, I have the same dream. It sucks. I got knocked out in a boxing match in '89, choked out my first MMA fight in '03, and I had the same dream. And the dream was I was at my post-fight victory party at this bar. I hate that bar. I've never been to that bar in my life except when I'm knocked out and choked out. I hate that bar. But you can't tap because, look, somebody may adjust their grip at the last second. You can get your hand in. But now too many guys like, oh, I don't want a meme of me being asleep out there, so I'm going to tap quick. Same thing here. People, it's your honor to fight hurt. And a lot of guys won't do that anymore, and that drives me crazy.
What should we expect from this Patriots offseason? They're going to be spenders? They're going to go after the big names?
Yeah,
T. Higgins?
So. Yeah, I think they're going to. I don't know if T. Higgins yet, but trust me, I'm trying to deal with this Super Bowl right now. I haven't dove into free agency yet or the draft or anything like that.
We're onto it here.
They got us going crazy over this week. We're when you do the game, it's a different week for you.
You guys.
Hey, there's one of our favorite Patriots right over there.
You guys got the best.
There's one of our favorite Patriots right there.
Yeah.
Hey, is that Rich Russo over there or Rob Gronkowski?
He's the best. He was on us last week.
The best.
All right, Jake. Well, hey, great having you
Appreciate
here.
it, man.
Appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate you, baby.
We'll see you again soon.
Appreciate
Jake
you.
Glazer with us here on Radio Row in New Orleans.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.